Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the barbell snatch. I think it's one of the most incredible exercises that you can do with a barbell. And if you have access to a gym where you can snatch, and if you have access to someone who can teach you how to snatch, then by all means, I recommend it, regardless of what you're training for. I think it's such a special exercise. Of course, as it's a very biased opinion coming from a weightlifter. But just hear me out. I think any athlete can benefit from the snatch. I think it's a lift that is graceful. It's graceful, and it's grace and strength, or grace and barbell lifts. They don't tend to go hand in hand in too great of a manner. But I think the snatch manages to just about do it. Um, it's an exercise that combines speed, it combines mobility, athleticism, a little bit of strength. It's not necessarily a strength lift, and I think it's very important not to consider it a strength lift per se, because that's not really the goal. It's so much more about the movement. I think if you're learning the snatch, don't worry about how much you can lift. Just learn the technique. Spend some time learning the technique and really learning it, getting good at it. And see what comes of it. See what comes of it. There are plenty of athletes, track and field runners, for example, who I've seen football players do power cleans. I know track and field athletes do snatches, or some of them. I'm not exactly sure how they train, but it is a very athletic barbell lift. It's a graceful dance. It's a graceful dance. That's what it is. And you should learn it for sure. I think it makes the difference between just an average gym bro and someone who's really getting to that next level in terms of training. I think there's no feeling in terms of a barbell lift quite like a snatch, and so at least learn it for that. Learn it for that feeling, that satisfaction of this skill that you've learned and that you can perform um, as well as you can. Try and perfect it. Almost take it as a little sort of challenge to yourself. See how well can I do this movement, this fairly complex. I think it's the most complex barbell movement. For me, it's incredibly difficult still, and I've been doing it for about 2.5 years. Which, keeping in mind that it's not a long time, still, I've had some time to learn the technique and adapt to it. But see if you can challenge yourself and just learn something that most people who go to the gym won't ever learn. It's just taking that one step further than most people ever will. And sure, like one step more than someone else doesn't really make a difference. And yet, at the end of the day, your true competition is yourself. So you have to outcompete yourself. That is, it's part of I think it's part of life, really. And here's an option. Here's an option for you. Try learning the barbell snatch.